Feisty Pants.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Alex's Toy Show. It's your hoodie weight champion of the world right here, and this is Q&A 81. Front and back. Jesus Christ. Roger Tika wants to know, why do I like Eve Torres? She's a hoskie. Did you ever get bored of watching baseball? Listen. How do you know that she's a hoskie? Because somebody called her one? Gee. Okay. Also, do I ever get bored? No, I never get bored of watching baseball. Not at all. Ray Isadiro, do you think there will be another Hulk movie? Buddy, I don't think so. I saw the lineup for, like, the next year or two, and there wasn't a Hulk movie listed, except for, him appearing within the Avengers movies. I wouldn't mind another, but I don't think there's one coming out. Ryogo writes in, how long a drive to Grimm's house? About 15 minutes. Do you use deodorant or cologne? Yes. Do you like iced coffee or hot coffee? I prefer a hot coffee. Iced coffee kind of tastes like cold hot coffee, and it doesn't do it for me. Definitely hot coffee. And what do you think of Eve's heel turn? I didn't mind it. She was a face for a long time. She was on her way out. That's clearly the decision they chose to make, and she played it pretty well, I thought. She wasn't too nasty. There were parts that were just ridiculous, of course, but I didn't mind it. Maxine Caulfield writes in, do you think Triple H will battle Roman Reigns for the title, and will Lana wrestle? It seems that Triple H, or I should say, rather, that Roman Reigns is going to fight someone in the Royal Rumble, because he now has to defend his title against the 29 other entrants in the Royal Rumble. I would prefer that it be Brock Lesnar than Triple H, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Triple H. Lana was supposed to wrestle. They were looking for some kind of mixed tag between Lana, Rusev, Ziggler, and Summer Rae back over the summer before Lana got hurt. I don't know if they're going to let her wrestle now. The story has kind of moved on, and between the new Nation of Domination led by Sheamus there, I haven't seen Lana come to the ring, so I don't know if she's even... I'm sure she's still in the contract. I just don't foresee her having a need to wrestle another diva. Although I'm curious to see what they do with Summer Rae now that she and, Pretty Boy with the Camera are done as an item. Joe's channel wants to know, what's my favorite superhero? Joe, have you ever seen myself and Batman in the same room? Shh, don't tell anyone that I'm Batman. Chloe Price wants to know, how are you doing since the holidays? Do you still drink coffee? Chloe, thank you. I am doing pretty good. The holidays were good. Feisty Pants did pretty well at Christmas time. We had New Year's together. We banged pots and pans out on the porch like everybody else at the stroke of midnight there. And I still drink coffee. It's good. It's great. I'm great. We're all fine here. How are you? Who knows that line from Star Wars? Kate March. Kate Marsh wants to know, do you watch Superwoman Lily Singh? Kate, I've heard of this woman. Someone else asked that a while back, but I don't watch her, no. Do I collect pop vinyls? And will Sensational Sherry be inducted into the Hall of Fame? I do not collect pop vinyls, sorry. I don't collect much of anything anymore. I buy a lot of stuff for Feisty Pants. Pop vinyls are not among the things that he likes. And Sensation, she was a good wrestler back in the day. I'm actually kind of surprised that she's not in already. So I'm sure her time will come. Victoria Chase wants to know, do I like Batman the Animated Series or Batman Beyond? I did. I like both of them. Batman the Animated Series was great because you saw Michael Keaton as Batman back in the day in the movie with Jack Nicholson. And then there was Batman Returns where he fought Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman and Danny DeVito as the Penguin. And then the following Batman movies were kind of crap. Val Kilmer played a good role, but it was a crap-ass story. George Clooney played a good role, but it was a crap-ass story. Arnold Schwarzenegger made a terrible Mr. Freeze. So Batman the Animated Series kind of filled the gap and the holes where where you didn't have a solid Batman movie, but you could definitely rely on Batman the Animated Series. Batman Beyond, I thought, was done phenomenally well. I still watch that when it comes on in syndication. I would love to see, like, an adapted movie of Batman Beyond. I think that would be incredible. Did I see the movie Daddy's Home? It was very funny. I do love I almost called him Will Smith. I do love Will Ferrell. There's movies that are just terrible of his, and then there's other movies that are just hilarious. This was a hilarious movie. Am I the new Michael Cole? Victoria would like to know. I don't know that Michael Cole is hanging up, but I know that me, Grim, and Doo-Hop, and the Ninja Twins, and Attack Slug, I'm sure that if the six of us? Yeah. Math. I'm sure if the six of us were sitting at the announcer table behind the ring, I'm sure we'd be a lot funnier than JBL and Michael Cole. David Griffin wants to know your thoughts on the 2002 All-Star Game ending in a 7-7 tie. Shit happens. I prefer a winner, but when there's a tie and the rules dictate that there's no extra innings, I mean, it's the All-Star Game. It doesn't matter. Not anymore, at least. It's fine. The worst injury you saw in WWE? Well, I could say there was that time that Owen Hart fell down from the ceiling and died. I mean, that's pretty tragic. There's people who get hurt. They're out for a couple months. They come back. Owen Hart's not coming back. That was awful. I could not believe it because he was a great wrestler. And he just pulled this stunt where he ziplined from the ceiling and he fell to his death. No good. Second worst injury I've seen in WWE when Draws crippled himself in the ring. Worst injury you saw in baseball this past postseason when Jackass on the Dodgers goes and takes out the shortstop on the Mets, or it was the second baseman on the Mets, and he fell down and he broke his leg. Chase Utley slid into second base, and then they go and re-sign him anyway. I would have let Chase Utley drift off into the sunset. Fuck you, Chase Utley. Your thoughts on baseball fights or brawls? It's good to be passionate about the game. Bench clearing brawls are something to laugh at, provided nobody gets hurt. But it's not part of my game. I don't know. Your thoughts on Mae Young passing? She led a good life. She was like 120 million years old. I don't know how old she was. She was, she had a great wrestling career. She came back in the end in her senior years, and she provided some behind the stage humor. And she had a good life. I can't complain. I think she lived well. How did you come up with my pal Alex? This is a funny story. At the music store that I used to run, my buddy Carmine called me Al my pal, like every day, right? So email comes along, and I'm like, oh, I gotta make up an email. I tried Al my pal. It didn't work. It was already taken. So I just reversed it. I flipped it around, my pal Alex. And there you have it. That was my original email 50 years ago when email was invented. Not 50 years ago. My most embarrassing moments in middle school or high school, there's plenty, but, they're irrelevant. I don't know. And my reaction to 9,000 subs. Dude, it's great! I would not have a show if it wasn't for you guys, the fans. I started out just to have a little fun with the camera and my son and his action figures, and here we are, 9,000 fans later. Love it. Joey Shank writes in, what's my favorite Transformers movie? Joe, this is a great question. Back in the day, the TV series was shown in half-hour episodes. There were a couple of episodes that were continuations, like part 1, part 2, part 3. Essentially, those were what were called TV movies, made-for-TV movies, where they break them down into half-hour episodes. However, if you want to go official, released in the theater movie, you can't get any better than the Transformers, the animated movie in 1986. Michael Bay's movies do not stack up to this original. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. It's Transformers, the movie, made in 1986. It's the animated series movie. Can't beat it. Nick Ruiz, what's my favorite wrestling figure? Dude, I don't know if I have a favorite wrestling figure. The page that Ryoga sent in on fan mail over the summer, that's pretty awesome. It looks dead on. If only it talked and I could listen to it all day long, read the phone book or something, because I love her accent. Twisted Clowns. My thoughts on one versus all in the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns has got a face as Maxine had asked earlier if Roman Reigns was going to face Triple H for the title. I don't know. Like I said before, I would prefer that it be Brock Lesnar instead of Triple H, but hey, you never know. And with everybody hurt, I wouldn't be surprised to see Triple H instead of Brock Lesnar. I would be all right with Triple H at Royal Rumble and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania versus Roman Reigns for the title. I would like to see that. I'd like to see Roman Reigns win, but I don't know how he's going to beat 29 other guys, especially if one of them is going to be Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns or Triple H. There's just too much going against him. But I mean, if he won it, shit, right? The only other time this happened, this is actually a first that he's facing 29 other people in the Royal Rumble to defend the title against 29 other people. The only other time this happened was when the title was vacant in 1992. It was a battle royal for the winner gets the title. So, I mean, in a sense, it was a similar idea, but definitely two different things. Ric Flair won that back in the day. Dun, 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 dun. Dylan Redmond wants to know, do I like The Walking Dead, and what season stands out the most? I love The Walking Dead, my dude. It's not a fact of do I like it. I watch The Walking Dead, I watch The Talking Dead, and then I watch the replay of The Walking Dead. And I'm like, sometimes you miss something the first time around. It's good to have it a second time around. I don't know that I prefer one season over another. I just think it gets better as every season goes on. Micah Jacob Matthews wants to know, how long have I known Grim? A long time. Teresa, my Yankee buddy, what would be the color of my Jeep Hybrid if I had to choose a color? I would say red or green. And then a second color, red or green. I would go with red or green. I mean, because my Jeep Wrangler back in the day was teal. So, I mean, it could be bright yellow. I wouldn't care. Alan Notman wants to know, what was Feisty Pants' favorite Christmas present? If you watch the video, the Christmas haul, he flipped out over that Devastator set. He did pretty good. And my favorite Christmas present was we don't do Christmas presents for the adults in my family. It's too large. We just buy for the kids. So my present was his happiness. So he's cool. I'm cool. We're all fine here. Dun, 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 dun. Is that all the questions? Holy crap, that's all the questions. All right, folks. So what you do is leave questions in the comments all week long. I read them every Sunday on Q&A. And when there's a pay-per-view, we do predictions later that night. Here's the schedule right here. Q&A every Sunday. Pay-per-view predictions later that night. We do a pay-per-view results. Monday we do toy hunts and toy hauls. Tuesday is baseball. Wednesday, Feisty Pants does Minecraft. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we leave it open for everything else. Friday is typically fan mail. It's the same as Q&A, where if you leave your comments in the videos all week long, I read them off on fan mail. But if you have something to send for me to open and review on camera, then you want to send it to Alex's Toy Show, P.O. Box 13, Bayville, New Jersey, 08721. Check me out on Twitch. I stream my EverQuest sessions, so you get a feel for the game that I play and what I do. I'm still on Amino every once in a while. Instagram, ideas.lego.com, and then back to the show. Like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe for more!